What's up, valued viewer? My name is Pat. I'm a writer, producer, and mixer here in Nashville, Tennessee, and this week's video is going to be something a little bit different than I normally do. I usually do a song surgery or some kind of pseudo-philosophical technical tip about production, but tonight, I'm already late on my upload by 16 minutes, and I decided, fuck it. I'm going to get punished by the algorithm. Might as well throw a Hail Mary out there. Try something new. I kind of want to talk about what the role of a producer is in the writing room. What do you do? What's it like? At least in Nashville. I can't speak to LA. I can't speak to Atlanta. I can't speak to New York. I can't speak to London. But what's it kind of... And I've never been another producer, so maybe I'm just making shit up and I can only speak to my own experiences. But yeah, just kind of wanted to break that down. It's going to be more of a talking head video. We're very low production value here. This is my phone, and it's going to be that phone and this SM7 and this brain for the rest of the video. So if that doesn't interest you, hop on out of here. Give us a like before you do. And if you're going to stick around, give us a like, give us a subscribe. I'm at 72 subscribers, trying to get to 100. Little milestones. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a music producer who does this shit on the side, so I try to fit in what I can when I can. Obviously, tonight that didn't happen on time. What a shame. But yeah, if you've been here before, if you're new here, whatever it is, stick around. We're going to keep evolving, seeing how it goes, and hit us with the normal YouTube bullshit. So, the producer in the writing room. Let's talk about the writing room in general. What's the usual format? Here in Nashville, it's usually a threesome, a three-way. Kinky. Value viewer, control yourself. Usually you have an artist, a top liner, and a producer. Obviously, that can change. There can be more people, but that's your usual day-to-day. Usually 3 people, 1 person running a computer, 1 person desperately making TikToks trying to get people to listen to their music, and then a person who's actually good at making music. That's the top liner. And the producer. No offense, artists. You guys are great, and you're also so pretty and smart. And I guess if it wasn't for you, then we couldn't do what we do. So anyway, that's your usual format. Writing sessions in Nashville, at least, usually, start around 10 or 11, and depending on the day, hopefully they're over by like 2 or 3. At least for them. Then we got to do the real work. Let's see. What is the role of the producer in this trifecta? In my opinion, you are the curator of the vibe. You're responsible for the vibe of the session, not even before it becomes musical. You are responsible for... Because more often than not, if you're the producer, they're coming to your place anyway. If you're published, maybe they're coming to your publishing office, and who knows what that's like. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. Or they're coming to your house. So have a clean space. Make sure there's not shit everywhere. Make sure it's presentable. Make sure it's inviting. Maybe someone comes in and they're a little tired. Maybe they're a little hungover. Maybe they need a little something. Make them a coffee. Have water. Have refreshments and snacks and things on hand to make their life better. They're going to appreciate you for it. A little kindness goes a long way. Valued viewer, looking at you. What else? So typically a writing session starts with the usual. If it's new people that haven't worked together before, it'll start with how do you know so-and-so? How do you know this person? Who are our mutuals? What? That's crazy. You know this person? Let's hang out with them sometime. It'll never happen. But you do it anyway. You got to be nice. And then we'll usually, it goes from that to, well, what's everybody thinking about writing today? Does anybody have any ideas? Producer, this is where you need to start paying attention. Did the top liner bring in an idea? Is it a good idea? Does the artist have an idea? It's almost never a good idea. Pay attention to that. If no one has anything over there, then you might have to bust out your bag of tricks. You got any beats laying around, any tracks laying around? Hey, does this inspire you guys? Blah, 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 blah. If that doesn't work, pick up your instrument. Figure out what's going on in the artist's life. Are they going through a breakup? Probably, because most of them are train wrecks. Are they happy? Sometimes they're happy. It's rare. Does the top liner, are they okay? You know what I mean? Check in on everyone. Usually they're not okay because we're all fucking lunatic artists and, whatever. And if all else fails, just bust out your guitar or your keys and just start playing chords. That's usually the order of operations. That's the general timeline of the write. And then once things are kind of kicked off, once you have a basic vibe going for maybe the verse and the chorus, it is now your job, producer, to get this thing as close to done as you can before they finish their job and are ready to track a vocal. We could talk for hours about what that looks like, but, typically for me, that's how the writing session That's the midpoint of the writing session. After we've done all the niceties, the how you doings, blah, blah, blah. If no one has like a really strong starting idea, we'll get to a starting idea, and then I go, headphones on, whip around, get in the computer, start programming drums, start looking through samples, start laying down chords, etc., etc. That way, when they're going back and forth and they're jawing and they're working out the lyric, they're inevitably going to go, hey, can we hear the blah, blah, blah? And then you turn it up, bam, and there's a vibe. And they're happy and they're excited and it's loud. You got your subwoofer thumping. Speakers are ripping and they're like, oh, cool, I'm right in it. And then they start to write and they write and they write. Sometimes as the producer, you know, I'm often not a person who tends to chime in a little bit on lyric, but I do like to check in and be like, oh, where are you guys at? What do you got going on? If you're like a multi-instrumentalist, if you're a vocalist, if you're a producer who's also an artist or a top liner, you know, you can jump in. People have very different perceptions of what they want out of the track guy or the producer in the room. But just be yourself. Don't be afraid to speak up. If they're writing something stupid or corny, don't shit on anybody. If they're happy about it, don't say a word. But if they're stuck, don't be afraid to suggest cutting some fat. When I first came here, I was afraid to pipe up. I would be like, I made the drum sound cool. And I wouldn't say shit to anybody about anything because I thought that it would be the end of my career. Oh, they'll never work with me again. But as it turns out, when people are confused and stuck, they appreciate it when you help them out. They appreciate it when you go, no, that's not it. Colder. No, that's it. Warmer. And then they're like, yay. So you do that. And then typically, you know, after a little bit of that back and forth, maybe you'll spin back into your chair, go back into your headphones, work on the track some more, come back out. They'll need track. Go back and forth like that. And then it's time to track the vocal. This is important because top liners think they're vocal producers. And some of them are, and some of them are really good at it. Some of them are dog shit at it. So you've got to lock in this moment. Everyone's kind of like, oh, we're almost done. I can get the hell out of here and go start doing cocaine or whatever it is that they do during the day while we work. And and then you know you got to make sure that this thing gets tracked properly. Treat it like you're tracking a record, and do not be afraid to say things. If the artist is off, say it, but hype them up, make them happy. You got to read your artist that day. Do they need football coach or do they need therapist? Pick between those, ride the line, get the vocal tracked, and then make sure the top liner doesn't have any stupid ideas about how they should say certain vowels, etc., etc. Make sure it's all actually good. Get it in the box, kick them the fuck out of your house, and then finish the track. Now this is important. All that other stuff is also important, but the most important thing for you, track guy, producer, valued viewer, is to do it quickly. What's going to happen is they're going to want you to give them a bounce of whatever this is already, and you stand your fucking ground here. You say no. No, I'll get you something tonight or tomorrow. Sorry. And they're going to fight you. They're going to be like, I need to show my publisher. Everything's riding on this. Nothing is riding on this. They're going to hear 25 songs today. If they hear 26 tomorrow instead of 25, it's going to be fine. What's going to happen is these lunatics, these non-nerds, these cool people, the artists, the top liners that have to go out and kiss all the ass, the minute you give them something, it is the first and last thing they're ever going to hear. Please, valued viewer, please commit this to memory. The first thing that they hear is what is going to be burned into their very small brain for the rest of their life regarding that song. So you better come the fuck correct. They're going to go to the bar, they're going to go somewhere, and they're going to play it for everybody. They're going to be like a kid. I made a song today, and they're going to show the person the thing. And if it doesn't sound fucking awesome, dude, or dudette, or dudex, whatever, then you're cooked. Because you're going to send them revision, mix 2, and they're going to be, they've already moved on. Mix 1 got sent to the publisher. The second you sent it to them, the artist showed it to their manager. The top liner showed it to their friends. They were at the bar. They put it on someone's house at a party. They put it on the Bluetooth, and everyone was like, yeah, this thing is great, or it sucks. So make fucking sure when they leave that night, it's either like 90% done, and then you wake up in the morning real early before they're ever going to be awake, drink some coffee, touch it up, and you send it to them. And you send it to them then. If you can do it, and then if you did a really great job during the session and you cracked the whole thing out, beautiful. Send it to them tomorrow, or send it to them that night. But if you aren't feeling it, if you're stuck, if you're not sold on it, don't send it. You don't send them some -15, -12 luffs like in progress, working, vibe check, whatever the fuck. You don't do it, because the first thing that they're going to hear is the most important thing. They walk out. I'd have artists that I'll let them take like a voice memo and listen to it, but I'm not sending them anything that doesn't sound incredible, because they're going to ask, they're going to play it at the bar or the house party or whatever it is, and everyone's going to tell them that it sounds amazing, even if it doesn't. But if it does sound amazing and they play it, they're like, who did that? That's what you want, because they're going to ask it regardless. Oh, who'd you write that with? And if it sounds like shit, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't succumb to the pressure, valued viewer. Don't let these people bully you. They're beautiful and they make all the money and everybody wants to fuck them. But listen to me, valued viewer. You are the engine that makes this whole thing fucking go, okay? It is your job to protect your name, protect your reputation, and deliver a solid product. They can wait a few hours to get it later in the evening, or they can wait to get it in the morning. Trust me. That's the most important part of the entire process, is that it sounds amazing and it's fucking loud and it sounds like a record. If it doesn't, you're shooting yourself in the foot. No matter what anyone tells you. Yes, you've got to be fast in the room. Yes, you got to give them something immediately. But if you can't give them something that sounds great immediately, just don't give it to them at all. Make some shit up. My dog ate it. I got to go do something. Blah, 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 blah. Don't send shit. And send it to your friends. Have a trusted circle of producers, mixers, friends, etc. that you can send things to and be like, yo, dude, is this vibing? And they'll be like, nah, dude, that's whack as fuck. That's what you need. So I don't know if that is actually helpful, but I hope that this rant was, I don't know, I hope we gained something out of it. As I kick my tripod and the camera shakes. This is something that I'm passionate about, as you can tell. It's something I think about a lot. And I think what I want to do is expand on this further and talk about like what the role of a modern producer is compared to what a producer used to be. Kind of do like a mini doc. It's a long-term project. It's going to take me forever. I'm probably never going to do it, let's be honest. But that's it for me, man. This one was, I don't know, it's been too long me ranting about this. But remember, curate the vibe in the room day of. And make sure that those are the two most important things. Be a great hang. Curate the vibe. Make sure everyone feels good. Figure out if they need football coach or they need therapist. Be that. Be what they need. Give them something that sounds great that they can vibe with in the room. And then when they go, hey, can you send me that? You go, I'll send it to you tonight or tomorrow morning. Or just be honest with them. Sometimes you're really busy. I'll send it to you next week. I'm sorry. Well, can I just hear what we had? No, you cannot. You cannot have that. You can't have it. And they're going to be really disappointed. And they're going to make, oh my God, these high maintenance track guys, blah, blah, blah. And they'll talk shit about you like I talk shit about them on this video. And then you'll send it to them. They'll have forgotten all about it a few days later. And then they're going to listen to it and go, oh shit. And then they're going to be even more excited. And they're going to send it to their publisher. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Maybe it's all wrong. Maybe a publisher would see this and be like, don't listen to him. Listen to me. Listen to me. Quality still matters. All right, dude. I'm out. We'll see you next week. No idea what I'm going to do. Peace. Love yourself. Love your friends. Keep making great music. We'll catch you later.